The barn is melting. What's your guess on an average weight? Almost done this one?
No.
It's not good for my nerves.
Yeah.
Just so we don't go slip sliding.
Is this frozen? Oh, it's not!
Toilet. Would I build a barn like this ever again? Tail enders. What's your guess on an average weight? I'm gonna say 93.
96.
I like your guess better. Average weight, 101. Oh my god, that's the best. Now, we're probably a week later than we usually are.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, it's still really good. Wowzer. Yay. I like it when they're as good as they look.
Yeah.
When the math maths. Okay, we'll give that whole side to those girls.
Yeah.
What's the weather like next week? Is it still garbage?
I think it's supposed to
Like,
like Thursday is,
I guess we could wean almost any day next week too, because these guys are gone now.
Oh yeah.
So we could pick whatever day works best for both of us. But let's aim for that when it's sort of nice still. Hate doing it on Monday, but then it's like done for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about it. Mondays suck anyway, so you might as well
keep
make
on.
them really sucky.
Well, hello. It's been a few hours since we last saw each other. Busy weighing lambs this morning. Those were our tail enders, and let me tell you, that group was so good. I think that's the best weights we've had maybe ever in a tail end group. I actually did a report this morning to hand off for just inventory numbers on lambs, and I think our last tail ending group was like 87 pounds, so that was a lot better. The only thing I can also attribute it to is I think some of them were a little bit older. We're at a full 5 months, and usually I'm like at just 5 months, I think, for the tail enders, so they might be a couple weeks older, but regardless, nice group of lambs to go to the sales barn tomorrow. Speaking of sales, this launch just keeps being a little bit dragged out because our carriers just can't take that many at a time. So UPS has already been here twice, and we still have all these orders and all these orders to still get shipped out. I'm working up in the merch room today, trying to box up Nikki's beautiful candles. I had to message her and say, how do I do this? So she gave me some helpful tips. So we're just using the same boxes as our mugs, actually. So I do have some of that, thankfully. But yeah, it's a lot more time consuming. Yeah, I'm just trying to get all these little things done while I have a little bit of free time and I'm not needed in the barn. The trim is all in Jess's room. It's the bedroom. Looking good. Trim around windows, doors. Yeah. Mark's just filling in nail holes, listening to his 26-hour audiobook.
60 hours.
60.
I finished it.
You're done that one?
Yeah.
Do you start another one?
No, I'm just listening to some podcasts. I haven't get caught up.
You almost done this room? Almost done this room?
No.
Good morning. This winter is just relentless. Usually we get like a little thaw here and there, but it just keeps snowing. Poor Mark is out every single morning pushing snow. So we got snow and wind, and today's supposed to be a ship day, and that trailer is just a big old sail when it's windy. So I don't know. It seems clear right now, like there's squalls coming off the lake. But man, it can turn so fast. And this wind is just gonna push all the snow off the fields and onto the roads. So it's gonna be slippery and windy. And it's okay when the trailer's loaded, but when the trailer's empty, we're just gonna be skating. And that doesn't really sound exciting. The barn is melting. Between Mother Nature, fate, and sheep, we're dealing with some more water issues this morning. This one is Mother Nature. Not much I can do about it when that is just melting because the barn is finally above zero today. So this will dry up. We've had this before. I'm just hoping it's gradual and it's not like a complete flood. However, my ewe lambs got curious and realized that the one bowl on that side that we did not have the 3D printed plug in was theirs, and they somehow got the plug out. So a part of their pen is a little moist. It's not bad. It's deep enough that we're able to keep up with straw and bedding, because I'm hoping to wean this group next Monday, and then I have time if I have to clean it out. I don't have lambs in the way to do that. So I'm hoping I can just limp through till next week with that pen. In saying that, I do have these. I'm gonna finish replacing the whole barn with Mark's 3D printed plugs, because I forget and then fate reminds me. We got one on this side. So we got this plug out somehow. So perfect. Do the rest. I have to get my trailer sort of dug out here. I did it last week, so it's not too bad. But if the truck gets elevated because of snow, then the ball doesn't go on the hitch good enough. So I'm just gonna attempt to do this. Best laid plans around here are the ones that are just bound to change. I got the truck all warmed up to hook up to the trailer, and the windshield wiper is gone. So And now I have to run to town and get a new windshield wiper before we can do anything. Yeah, winter is just a lot of work. I was talking to UPS driver yesterday, and he said, my wife loves the winter. I said, does she have to work in it? He said, no. She works from home and looks out the window and likes to see the snow falling. I'm like, yep, that tracks. Oh, it just keeps getting better. My tire was low. So we got the windshield wipers fixed, and then we had to blow up my tire. Now we're gonna hook up the trailer and hopefully dodge this weather, but oh my God, these winds. It's not good for my nerves. Actually. Yeah. Just so we don't go slip sliding. I am so done with winter. That was the worst drive in my, how long have I been doing this? 13 years? In my 13 years. It is just so unbelievably dirty out. The winds have to be gusting to like 60 kilometers an hour, and you just drive in and out of whiteouts. And I'm so glad Krista was with me, because I was just like, can you see how long this snow squall is gonna last? She goes, okay, we got 10 more minutes. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I'm really, really tired of winter. My door won't shut now on the trailer. It's just one of those days we were just meant to stay home. And I didn't. I see UPS did not show up again today. So we still have all those and all those to get out to my people. However, the roads are trash, so I'm okay. I'd rather them stay safe, but these have got to get out of here. So hopefully tomorrow and Friday, they'll be able to fit the rest. But I'm gonna email them right now and get that sort of locked and loaded. I want to show you something else that I've been sort of thinking about doing. Mariposa was sitting on some waste wool of mine that it's sort of wool, I don't know if it's ends or something that Lemieux, when they were doing the spinning, they couldn't use it for whatever reason. So yeah, I have like 4 bags full. It's basically roving because it's not spun yet. It's not plied or anything. This is all waste, and I don't want any waste. So if I can make it happen, I'm gonna try and make some dryer balls out of them, because it's not doing any good sitting here. And I don't want it in the compost pile either. Good morning, you guys. It is Thursday. What I need to do today is change my lactating ration. We actually changed it last week. With Courtney, our new system is to, so 2 weeks before weaning, which is, we're gonna do it next week, hopefully Monday. 2 weeks before a planned wean, we wanna take out the extra energy in the ration for the ewes. So we took out the distillers and the barley. So we took that out last week. And then this week, we're just decreasing. We're putting them on more of a diet. So they're more of a limit-fed forage ration. So the corn silage and the haylage is just a little bit less. So probably closer to mimic the dry ration. Why we do that is so between the lambs and the feed, they're really starting to dry off. They're triggering their brain to say, we're not sending more milk to that udder. We want to actually stop doing that. And a good way for us to judge if that's working is our creep consumption. And it has gone up exponentially. So we know it works. I'm a little late doing this whole thing just because I texted Courtney last week, and because we had that sub-zero temps, like so cold, I said I just don't want them to get stressed out and then get mastitis. She goes, no, hold off. So we began this process last Thursday. So today's Thursday, so we're gonna do the second step, and then yeah, hoping Monday we can wean them off. And the lambs look really good. There's not really a rush to take them off right now, so if the weather's dicey next week, we don't have to do it. However, we've planned for it, so we like to just sort of stay on track now that we're playing around with their feed. Not a lot of management jobs today. I just want to get this done and then run over across the road. I did not realize last night was supposed to be -14, feels like -20, and I have those airbags on. So now I'm scared that those water lines are frozen for my little bottle lambs. So we're gonna go over there as soon as this is done and just double check that.
Hi, kids. Is this frozen? Oh, it's not! Yay! Hi. I'm shooketh. I thought they would be frozen. Also looks like they were stepping in it. Well, it's cold. Ladies. That tread sucks. Here we go. I got it pushed to you.
Okay.
Got it. Got it. I'm attempting to make dryer balls. We're gonna see if this works. Just wasted wool, and I don't want to waste it. So we're going to try and get a really tight core and then build the ball around this. My dogs are at war right now. Girls. Core.
You have to go outside.
Why?
It's dropping bombs.
Oh, she farting. Making little dryer balls.
You have to go outside.
So we will throw this in the washing machine on like hot water. Put it in the dryer on hot and then see how good it felt. And if we have to do it again, then we will. Pretty cool. It's a good use of wool that was just not spun. Almost done?
Yeah.
Nice. Toilet. Hello, good day. It is Friday. This vlog is taking a little bit of a twist today, and I'm wondering if I should do more of this. Yesterday for fun, I just threw up a question box on Instagram. I've been doing YouTube for almost 8 years now, and I'm always reminded when I do these question boxes that a lot of my more informative videos, like the ones on how I got started sheep farming and all about the sheep barn and how we feed and the feed equipment, I think the last time I even talked about those in my videos is at the very beginning. So I might have had, I don't know, a couple hundred followers at that point. I have a few more now, and I'm wondering if I should do some updates for you guys on all things sort of sheep farming and just our journey into sheep farming and then our farm in general and whatever else you guys want to see. So let me know in the comments. Is this sort of what you would want? Just maybe a little update. I had plans for today and they fell through. So I thought, why don't we just talk about this barn? We built the barn in 2013. The reason why we went with this one, to be perfectly honest, was twofold. The first reason being I had the sheep and they needed to get here real fast, and we knew the bright span would be up quickly once the yard work was done and everything. So I think we did most of the prep work in the summer that year, and I think they rolled in like mid to late September, and the sheep were in here by October that year, or early November. So it happened very fast. It was a whirlwind. I don't recommend that. I would say get your barn built and then maybe get your sheep after that, or have it planned with the sheep seller that they can hold on to them a little longer. The other reason we built this barn is the fact that it was a very multi-functional barn. Like, we can use it for more than just sheep. If the sheep end up going when I go, because no one wants them when I'm gone, maybe Carissa, but that's probably it. We wanted something that could easily, we can take all the penning out, and we've got a complete commodity shed, just storage. It's just a building that can be used for different things. And you know, even building that new shop, we had that in mind as well. We just wanted a very multifunctional building, multifunctional use. We don't ever assume we're going to be doing something for the rest of our lives, so we always want like a plan B, plan C, plan D in mind when we do this stuff. Building itself is a bright span, used to be called coverall, and they've been really good to deal with. So yeah, bright span. This barn design, I believe, is called an apex, so it's not like a hoop barn. It's got more of an angled roof. And I will say, without knowing it, we only went for aesthetic reasons, but we are so glad we went with this style because of snow load. So anytime the snow gets kind of caught up on this roof, it doesn't take much and it just slides right off just because of gravity. The barn is 252 feet long from end to end and 80 feet wide. Each pen is 12 feet deep, and there's 4 of them. And the length of one whole pen, so 1/4 here, from here to the far end, is 192 feet. So each of the 4 pens are 192 by 12. And then the feed bunks here are actually, again, from a local business who my niece Erica works for now. And they make these prefab cement bunks. And these are designed specifically for sheep. Not sure about goats, but definitely sheep. And they're called a J bunk. And I'll grab the measuring tape here in a sec and just go over actual like aisle dimensions and how big this is. So that is about 76 inches, so just over 6 feet. So these J-bunks are on the Stubby's Precast website, I'm pretty sure, with dimension schematics. But I will take a quick dimension of, I don't know if we do inside or outside. I'll do inside for you guys. Basically about 13.5 inches. I believe each section is 8 feet. Yep, 8 feet. I think these came on it, and then we got C brackets here, and then we added these onto it, and you can adjust it for, you know, what size of animals you have here. And we went with the bunks, so I wouldn't have to come and sweep up feed at the end of the day. And also it adds as a gate on this side, so you don't really need penning on the side of the pen, which is good. We decided not to go all the way to the wall, and I'm really glad we didn't, because we just deal with water so much. So I am glad we've got this buffer. 115 inches, so 9 feet, like 9.5 feet, give or take. We also use the center alley a lot for the sheep, as you've seen. We use it as a sort of a dump alley, so when we're cleaning out pens, we can put sheep in here. When I'm sorting animals, I can put sheep in here.
So it's worked well as sort of a fifth pen, temporary. We have a cement curb that goes along the center of these two pens on both sides. And we did that to keep the gates up a bit higher and just for manure pack. We also have some cement curbs under each of those water bowls. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 water bowls. That's why my pen configuration always has to include a water bowl. A lot of the gates I got used, like all these rusty old gates, like these ones here, I got used from the guy I bought my sheep from. We bought the sheep, we bought gates. I think we had a cat that came with them too. Long gone. The cat just took off one day. But other than that, everything else in this barn we bought from a company called Marweld. The creep feeders here I got from Vino. So I have a Vino dealer close by. So I got those feeders and the hoof trimmer from him. And Vino, I believe, is out of Holland. Biggest question most people ask is like, what would I do different, or would I build a barn like this ever again? I would have to say that I, for the most part, love this barn. I love the air. I love the sunlight. Like it always, even on a cloudy, like it is a cloudy day today, and it's still really bright in here. Like Brightspan is actually a very well-marketed name. I do kudos to whoever made up that name, because it is a bright span. It's bright in here, and people that come visit always comment on the atmosphere in here. The only season I really struggle with is the winter. The way they built this barn, and I will say Brightspan is well aware of this, because I tell everybody that comes to see the barn design, like, what would I change? It would be the overhang on the roof. The overhang on this roof literally falls down right on the cement curb. So everything hits that curb outside and it melts. So yeah, some of the stuff just blows in because of the curtains. It's a little bit there's so much weight on those curtains it pulls it down. So some of the snow blows in. So that could be some of this melting. But I'm pretty sure there's no snow blowing in this end, and it is underwater as well. And I think that's from, there's snow outside and it sits on that ledge and it just leaks in. So I tell everybody, if they build this barn, to have that, I think it's called a cantilever, like have it go out a little further so the snow doesn't drop right on your foundation. I guess we should go over the handling system. This has changed over the years. For the most part, it's stayed the same though. Like I have the Marweld sort of chute at the back there. And then we did add the Lakeland squeeze tub up there. So they do have to go up and over it. But it has come in really handy for just those jobs that you need to sort of contain the sheep a little more. My body's falling apart, so I'm glad that that's coming in handy for that. The one room we don't talk about a whole lot is our utility room. What would I do different? I would probably say I would make this room a bit bigger, honestly. I know it seems like a waste of space, but it's just, it can get very claustrophobic during lambing when we've got like lambs in the corner right here under my feet. Like it's only a 10 by 10 room. It's very, very small. The one thing that our barn has that if anyone said what would be the one thing you would suggest a farmer to have in their barn? Access to hot water. It's so handy to have in a barn, especially if you're dealing with lambs or any cold weather at all. Yeah, if we could make this room a little bit bigger and also maybe even have a little addition for the nanny, and we could keep the nanny in her own room. All things you think about later, right? Because I didn't have the nanny when I first started sheep farming. I did get a new ventilation system put in a few years ago, but this barn was built with some curtains on the sides here, and it's always been attached to sort of an automatic opener closer based on set point, so temperature. Now this unit can do quite a bit more. I just know enough to be dangerous, and that's about it. So I have it set for temperature for the most part, and it will shut if it's really, really rainy. We have a rain sensor at the top of the barn here, both rain and wind direction. If the wind is hard, it's going to come in the curtains, then the curtains will close. So that's been a really nice addition to this.
The other thing that we did around the same time was put in these big fans. Why we put those in is really for the summer. They do their job well in the summer. My litter stays so dry and they just move so much air in the summer. I sort of went with these for the hopes that if you reverse them in the winter, it will really help with that moisture in the pack and stuff. They help, but would I get them for the winter? No, I wouldn't. I don't think they made enough of a difference for the price. However, they've more than paid for themselves in the summer months. And I also have a breeding session during the summer, and I think that's helped dramatically with our scanning results. So these have paid for themselves definitely in the summer. In the winter, I just say the jury's out. I just haven't seen much of a difference in moisture and like the greenhouse effect. This is just something that this design is not great with. When you've got all these warm animals inside and everything's frozen at the top, as soon as you get above zero in this barn, it's gonna rain. I would say that's one of my biggest regrets for not building a normal traditional barn is this moisture issue. And yeah, you guys know that I fight water all the time. I'm really glad I'm not in the market for another barn, hopefully ever. This barn has done me well. I've learned so much, but I think at the end of the day, even the stuff you don't love about your barn or, you know, all the mistakes you think you made, what I have found through the years is figuring out a system that works around your barn and around you. To be honest, the first couple of years in here, I was very unhappy. I thought I made a huge mistake with this build. I was so used to a barn and being warm. I've always been in a typical traditional barn structure. Once I was able to rise above and figure out a system that worked in these four walls, I have been extremely happy. Even on the coldest days, I'm able to see that the cold weather kills the bugs. My sheep grow so well in the colder weather. They eat more, they're healthier. The cold is not always a bad thing. I'm just a suck. Any structure will work, but it's figuring out what works best for you. Get your systems in place that make that happen, and you'll find some happiness. If not success, you'll find happiness. And I actually think that success is happiness.